know it's a day old coffee, and
Yeah, but cold.
Oh my goodness. Have you tried it?
No.
Okay. So, you and I will go to Starbucks and we'll get a cold cup of coffee, and if you don't like it, I'll drink it.
You'll force yourself to drink it.
I don't even like their hot coffee.
Oh, really?
It's too strong for me.
Too strong?
Yeah.
Do you like Stone Creek?
I don't know.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were, if you had, or Kivo?
Yeah, I like theirs.
Okay.
It's all right. Yeah.
Well,
I'm not a
hey,
big coffee drinker though.
nothing better to start with some coffee talk on a Coffee with Tyler here on a Tuesday or Thursday.
I was like, fast
What?
forward,
Let's
Tyler.
not redo Tuesday.
No.
Are we
So.
masked off?
Yeah. Well, good morning. How is everybody?
Good.
Well, thank you for joining us in the last Coffee with Tyler in Bradford Terrace. Not the last Coffee with Tyler. And of course, the special guest this week is Stacy Abbott, and we'll let Stacy introduce herself. For those of you that I'm sure have already met her, but for those of you maybe viewing, we'll let her introduce her. But as I said, the next Coffee with Tyler, which I believe is Tuesday, March 22nd, could be. Whenever it's on your calendar, we'll be in the Country Kitchen over in Water Tower.
Oh, that would be nice.
So, and if that venue gets too small, there's a couple other spaces we'll find. But we'll start there in the Country Kitchen. And again, that's where actually I'll be office hour. So yesterday, we made our moves. But before we get into that fun, we'll start if anyone has any top of the mind questions. Otherwise, we'll turn it over to Stacy to give a quick introduction of herself. She's now week 2, so basically any questions, she knows it all.
And it's only because of you, Tyler.
I'm glad I'll pay you later.
And some of the wonderful residents that have stopped by.
So Stacy, take it away.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here. My name is Stacy Abbott, the new Director of Community Life. My background is in recreational therapy. I did grow up in West Dallas, Wisconsin, and lived in North Carolina for the past 16 years. 2020 came back during the pandemic to be with my family. I do have a 3.5-year-old son, Micaiah, adorable. I'm sure at some point everybody will meet him. But I am very excited to be here, happy to be here, and serving on some of the committees, being part of the community already. So thank you for the wonderful welcome.
All right. So any questions for Stacy right off the bat?
Open book.
All right. Well, I have my blank piece of paper here, so if there's any questions I can answer, otherwise I'll just provide a couple updates and fun things of that nature.
I have a question.
Okay.
Anybody know where this came from?
What is that? What is it?
In these hard
When did you get it?
I don't know because it was on my shelf when I got back from North Carolina.
No, I got one.
I think
Yeah,
I got
so
one.
did
I don't know where
Somebody
it came
said
from.
everybody got one.
I
Yeah.
don't know if they did.
So, oh, you didn't?
I don't think they did.
Doris, there's a chair here, otherwise back there.
Bring it closer.
Well, I'll sit here because I don't want to be
And
filmed.
I had the
You don't want to be filmable, you will be on
Kurt
film
said,
here.
I love you.
Yeah, I
So
don't
if you
want
want to be back
Kurt,
film,
no, I'll
Kurt
sit here.
said, I love you.
Oh. Oh, okay.
I
But-
didn't say that.
I do not. I don't know where those came from. I mean, I know that.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
You know, I was just wondering who
I've
to
got one
thank.
too.
Yeah, I was just wondering who to thank.
So, well, that's something I might have said yes to. We had a couple volunteers reach out, and they had some kids that wanted just to write notes.
Somebody
Wow.
suggested that
So-
might be what it was.
So I think it was, and I forget, and I'll try and track down in my emails where those
Mine
came
was
from.
very, very well done.
Yeah,
I thanked Susan Chinchin,
yeah.
and she had no idea what I was talking about. Absolutely not.
That's
But I
something
mean,
she
it
could
was
do.
that good.
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
So
I
I
didn't keep them.
so I want to say that's where it came from.
Okay.
It is an off-site group of
Okay.
folks that just wanted to spread well wishes.
Well, if you ever
to-
find out, it was very nice.
I will.
Very
I
sweet.
will.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was appreciated.
Good.
Were you naughty, Doris?
Yeah, I've been in the
He's in the
corner.
corner.
I've been in the corner.
Would you like a cup of coffee, Doris?
No, thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
Can I make a suggestion?
Of course.
Well, when we had a date for not going back to the dining room, and then we had another date, and then we had another date, could we find a way to word that a little different so it isn't such a definite date? Because some people were really depressed.
Okay.
And I think well, you can figure out how to word it.
Sure. And so that's a great, great segue into the conversation, because we get it from both sides. Some people like those definite dates instead of the ambiguous, but then I see the other side of it's so definitive and then it doesn't happen, or we have to change it and we're looking forward to that date and it's like, is it ever going to happen? And so I can share with you in confidence today, because tomorrow is March 11th, that we will open the dining room. We are out of outbreak. We haven't had a case in now 4 or 5 days
Of what?
of neurovirus.
Okay.
COVID, we haven't had a case. We had one employee case in February. I need to look back because I'm still playing a little catch up. We may have had one case of COVID last week or a week ago, but again, and I'm not saying that lightly because COVID is still around and I don't want to make light of it. But again, Milwaukee County's transmission rate is at 3% right now. People are still testing. Our employees are at 98% vaccinated. We do have some exceptions due to that. We also have a few new employees that have 45 days to become fully vaccinated. But again, we're definitely seeing a downward turn. I think we are as a country. I think we are as a county. And again, that's not to make light, but as we saw on March 1st, Milwaukee County ended the mask mandate, which is kind of the, then we hung on a little bit longer till March 7th. And now, of course, you are welcome to wear your masks. By all means, please do. If you feel more comfortable in masks, keep wearing them. I don't want you to feel any other way. For our healthcare areas, they will remain in masks. And if you're visiting in the skilled nursing, I ask that you wear your mask because, again, they're in the health center for a reason. Employees will continue to wear masks. Visitors will also be required to wear masks, as well as contractors. And so, again, we still have protocols and safety measures in place. We did have, and you might have been alluding to the neurovirus. Again, that's what has since gone through the community and passed on, and I think we're on the other side. Again, it's been over 5 days since we've had a reported case, which again, usually you're looking for 48 hours or 2 days to really set the tone of, okay, we're through it. Neurovirus has impacted the greater community, or county rather. The state has been receiving numerous calls from different healthcare facilities about neurovirus. So unfortunately, it isn't just East Castle Place that is being affected by this, but I'm very pleased that we're able to be out as quickly as we are. I know that we've extended it a little bit, so it's probably been near 2.5 weeks now, but appreciate everybody's efforts on that as far as reporting and just, if you are having those symptoms, staying put in your apartment. Again, that's how we are able to end it, and that's why we're able to get to March 11th, which is tomorrow, open the dining room back up. Majarka worked with the Food and Beverage Committee. We're looking at allowing guests back in. And I don't know if anybody was on the Food and Beverage Committee meeting. Do you remember the date?
I'm thinking it's like 22nd.
22nd, yeah, that's the date that I had in my head. Look for your, on your menus, I'm sure you'll have an update there. We are going to start with just 2 guests per person, so to speak.
Per family.
Per family, thank you, per couple, or household, so to speak. And again, reservations will be limited because ultimately you as residents have priority, And so if all of a sudden we have 30 residents that want to bring 2 people, the dining room's going to be too filled. And so again, that's where Mary and Sam and Majarka will kind of manage that. So, and then lunch, we're going to be opening the dining room back up for lunch in early April. So again, we're looking forward to getting back to normal, which I think we can all, feel good
I've
about.
never been here in the normal.
Right.
You'll
Well,
find out.
and don't think that we're gonna stay normal. No, I'm just kidding. Because any questions on any of that, any update from a COVID update, neuro update, activity update. Again, Stacy Kane, kind of an interesting time as well. And again, when you try and go half open, it gets very confusing, as we saw this week. And so again, it's much easier to say none or all. That halfway in between is tough. So appreciate everybody's understanding and patience as we work through that piece. Stacy, anything to add from an activity standpoint? Any highlights you want to give to this fantastic group for the upcoming week or next week, St. Patrick's Day, anything of that
I don't have my
nature?
calendar.
I know.
I'm a visual person. You're putting me on
Oh,
the
I'm
spot.
sorry.
I know we have St. Patrick's Day coming up. There are Irish dancers or dancers putting on a performance in the morning, which I'm really excited about. There was a networking between the folks that are coming in, so we're really excited about that. And then in the afternoon, we are going to open up and serve some green beer out of Lindsay Hall about 4 o'clock. So you can come and get your green beer before you have dinner. So, and we'll have alternatives there as well. You don't have to drink the green beer.
Thank you.
You don't like the green beer? Oh, I always enjoy a green beer. You know?
Not sure
You probably always enjoy a beer.
Well, I mean,
of any color.
all right, you got me.
Why
Yeah.
did Tim, was that his name, the one that came in and talked about Ireland?
Crane.
Tim Crane.
Yeah, why did he say they danced like that? I can't remember.
Well, there was a reason. It was something to do with the church,
Yeah,
that they
I
weren't
believe it.
allowed to be moving their hands or,
Yeah,
it was
Oh,
something
their
about
legs
that.
could
Wouldn't
move,
touch
but I
it.
don't remember why.
yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that, yeah.
We remember him saying it, we don't remember why.
Yeah. And actually, the connection there is through Amy Steffen. She's our community liaison in the health center. Her daughter dances with the dancers and goes around the state. And I'm excited to see it. It's going to be a really, I think, cool event. I think, unfortunately, space is going to be very limited, but we will both videotape it and we will live stream it. So if you're not able to get into Lindsay Hall, again, I don't know how much room they're going to need or what the setup is going to be. We're working through those details. But and then I think, like Majarka said, we're going to have a happy hour ahead of time. And then I think Tim and Majarka and Mary have a nice Irish St. Patty's Day traditional meal plan in the evening. So yeah, should be fun.
Can I ask a question about the television?
Uh-huh.
My granddaughter happens to be here, and she wanted to see something. I always watch it on my iPad, and I've never noticed it. Can you get the main channel like Netflix? Well, I mean, I think it's the main channel. And can you get that on there?
Yeah.
On your television?
If
Well, yeah,
you
if you pay for it.
if you have
Oh,
a,
I see.
and if you have a smart TV,
I have a smart TV.
Mine
So-
isn't smart and I get it.
you get it.
Yep.
Okay.
You do?
Uh-huh.
That's because you're smart.
No. Trust me, I'm afraid to get a smart one.
And
Because it's smarter than I am.
We tried to download Amazon. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, Amazon.
But you have to pay.
Well, I pay Amazon.
You
Yeah,
have to pay for Netflix.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I don't know how to get it then. I
Dr.
mean,
Backlars, I could maybe stop up and see if I can help, or I'll send one of our IT folks up
Okay.
if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see
Jesus
it.
is terrific with the TV.
Sure.
Who?
Jesus,
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's good at a lot of things.
yeah.
Jesus is a man of many talents.
Mhm.
That is for sure. So
His personality is
Very nice.
So great. I mean, you're his best friend.
Yeah.
He's just my best friend. No.
No, but I mean,
Hey,
when you see him, you are his best friend.
He's a nice guy.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
How long are the Christmas decorations gonna be up on the front of the building?
Great question, because that's been on my mind too. They should be down. It's those 2 pots, right, with standing trees.
Yeah, but there's.
I think there's grease or.
There's somebody with a balcony still all decorated
Okay.
that
Well, I
faces
don't know
onto
about that,
Bradford.
but these are.
Is it the
on
wreaths?
The entrance.
Okay.
Yeah.
The wreaths need to come down, so we'll get those
Yes.
down. Because I've been thinking that too, and I just haven't been able to communicate that. So we'll get those down today.
Before St. Patrick's.
Before St. Patrick's Day. Otherwise, we might as well leave them up for the summer and just have them for next
We
year.
can just
You
put
know?
some flowers on them.
So,
Easter is so fast approaching.
Planned.
yeah. No, we need to get them down. So we'll get them down by this weekend at the latest. It's just a matter of a ladder. So, all right. Anything else? Doris.
Hi, will we have bus service for the next symphony?
So the question I think, Doris, I heard is, will we have transportation service for the next symphony?
Yes,
Yes.
bus service,
Oh,
not cars.
Yes.
Because we were so close together in the cars.
Right.
I understand that's the
Might as well
reason
be on
they
the
did not
bus.
have bus service. They were afraid people would be too close together.
Right.
Well, 5 people climbed into a car. It's
Right.
rather close.
Right.
And then my walker, luckily, I had a good Samaritan who was able to collapse it and get it into the trunk of her car.
Yeah.
And then the people who drove had to pay parking costs and.
Yeah. So yes, Doris, to your question, we will have transportation to the different events. We actually have our driver coming back next week, I believe. Ray will be returning, so that will help as well. But no, that was more due to neuro. So I appreciate everybody's flexibility in there. But yes, we will be able to provide that transportation moving forward.
May I say something about the COVID thing, the protocols at the theaters? They're dropping them.
They are.
April 4th, I think it was. It was in today's paper, and I also got an email from the rep that they're dropping the
I got
Yes.
that yesterday, late yesterday, I got that as well. So they're going along with no masks.
Okay.
and no vaccination or
Required.
testing. Yeah.
But I still think, if you're
I
not
could look at
comfortable
the
with
list.
that, like
There's a
Tyler
whole-
said, is to still, you can still wear your mask. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
not
Oh, sure.
required
It's just
yet.
not required,
Yeah.
or it won't be
Mhm.
by next month.
But that's good to know, because if some people feel uncomfortable with being in an environment that has that,
Yeah,
then they know
should
ahead
know
of
that,
time.
yeah.
And that can be something I can also let people know as the activities are rolling out, if things are dropping like that. Like I said, I got the email too yesterday, later in the day, so,
Yeah,
and keep me updated if you hear something before, you know how communication works,
They
So
may
if you hear
change their
something
mind
before I
between
now
know. So we'll all be upheld to, what's going on.
What else?
Can I ask about the salon?
Yes. So I almost an answer.
Yay!
So I have a meeting with PS Salon on Monday to potentially bring them back in. I also have a private individual that reached out to me yesterday, and I called her back, and now we're in the midst of playing a little phone tag. So if I'm able to bring her in, I will bring her in immediately. And so again, she was, and I haven't vetted her. I haven't necessarily talked with her. So I mean, maybe the immediately is not the right term. But she's been a referral from another reputable source, so to speak. So obviously, anybody that would be in there would be a licensed cosmetologist, beautician. We're not going to just bring anybody in, but it's just that supply piece. So PS Salon, the reason why I mentioned them is obviously they operated previously. I do believe part of it is that's who we bring in as a stylist in a salon is what makes the salon effective. But they ultimately hold the certifications, the licensure, as well as all the county requirements. And that's something that I, as East Castle Place, don't want to do selfishly, because we hold many other licenses, and I am not a salon operator. That's why I go to a salon. And so, but we do want to bring that amenity back on very, very soon. My goal is by early April, if not sooner. So not as bad as last time you asked. We're getting there. We're getting there. Keep
Closer.
asking.
Closer.
Closer. But you all do look lovely, I will say. But I do know, that's an amenity that we want to have for you. So, what else? Then I'll just provide a brief construction update. You'll be receiving a much more comprehensive communication, hopefully today or next week, early Tuesday, as you receive probably a half page in your mailbox about what's going on right now is those office moves. So my office that used to be located right there is now not there. And I am over in the water tower building on the first floor in apartment 1107. So myself, along with this hallway, is now in the water tower building on the first floor in the apartments. If you walk towards Teresa's office, hang a left, you're gonna find human resources, you're gonna find myself, you're gonna find Maureen, and you're gonna find the marketing teams. We all have our apartments, and thanks to Eric and Ian and the wonderful housekeeping and maintenance teams, those apartments are back up and ready. The reason we did that is because we're going to be starting construction here in late March and early April. So we're working through kind of some final timelines, but Bradford Terrace is the first one to start. And so I'm excited to start that process. The first piece of the puzzle is really what we call abatement. So there's some different materials that have to get demoed and things of that nature. So that's on the first and second floor here. And so these walls, along with the second floor walls, all get basically taken down and demolished, and then they get put back up to be new. And so it's about a 4 to 6 week process for demolition. The front entryway will remain open for the majority of that time. There will be temporary walls put up, so drywall essentially, for the duration of the project. And then at times, this entrance will be closed, obviously for construction purposes. And then we'll make sure we communicate that out. But the initial phase is really that demolition, which starts on the second floor, then heads down to the first floor, and that looks to be starting late March, early April. Then Bradford Terrace is about a 4-month project. That's going to be completely start to finish. Then there's some licensure, and then we start the gymnastics of the common areas, which really will impact you. And so again, I'm not going to share all those timelines right now. I'm going to kind of break it up into segments. Bradford Terrace again will be the first to really start, and then you'll also be able to see the finished product and kind of what the feel of the community will be moving forward. So
Can I say something?
sure.
So me and Anna had worked the other day, just talking a little bit about, how we're moving forward with that and what things are now and what they might look at the end. And we had come up with a time capsule theme. And so Monday, if in the elevators, I think, and I think it's gonna be also on 955, we're gonna have a time capsule writing session, which I can come with some ideas. We'll have the paper. You can get the paper up near Lila right now. And we're just gonna think about what things are happening right now in the world, maybe in your life. And then we're gonna put them in the time capsule, and when we're done with the whole renovation, open those up and see how things have changed. I don't know if you guys ever done a time capsule or just kind of write down or journaling and then look back and you're like, oh my gosh, that was happening during that time, and just kind of reminisce a little bit. So if you want to be part of that or stop by, we're going to have that writing session on Monday. So that'll be really cool.
Where's it gonna be?
Club room, I think it is.
Okay.
Where is the paper shredding thing going to be?
That will be over by Maureen, in the first floor water tower.
Okay,
The copier is actually going to move over there. So if you go where Teresa, you know where Teresa's office is?
kind of.
Kind of. Where the copier is, it's going to be around that general area. It'll be
Okay.
easy to find.
You mean we
Okay.
can take stuff
And
in
I have
and
a
get it
very big
shredded?
mouth.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
When is that?
yes.
oh, I didn't
Today.
know that.
Oh,
It's a big
today.
container that this truck comes and takes away
Oh.
and shreds it.
Yeah. So if you have tax documents or something that
I got
all
it.
you do is you drop it in there. It's that blue bin. It's got a lock on it, and we have a shredding service that picks it up. So residents from time to time will drop credit card statements, that have been paid, of course, in there. Not that you want to, not pay those. So, but yeah, that's available. And good point. That will move over where the copier will. So if you need copies, unfortunately for you as residents, that's going to be over in the water tower building. Now the good thing is, unfortunately, Famata and Lila probably won't be able to help you because it's quite a walk. However, you'll find Teresa, you'll find myself, you'll find Maureen, you'll find somebody in administration over in that neck of the woods for a good chunk of the days here. So
And they'd be willing to do it. help
we'd be
us.
willing to help, absolutely.
We can make copies too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome
but
to
you
the
still-
world.
I
But you
know.
still have to get the key from.
Yep, you still need to
Lila.
get the key from Lila.
Because I already asked Maureen.
Yep, you still need to get the key from Lila.
For the copier.
For the copier.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you can make copies.
I
Prefer
didn't-
black
I
and white.
didn't
I
know
just
that.
bought a printer so I could make copies of my tax documents.
Oh, good for you.
Isn't that nice?
The other thing, and thank you, Stacey, for mentioning the time capsule. We're also going to be doing a groundbreaking event. That is going to be March 29th. It is a Tuesday, and we'll make sure that's well advertised and posted. Essentially, it's going to be about a 20-minute ceremony. Out right now, it's in the interior courtyard. We'll see what kind of weather March gives us.
Oh,
Did it come in like a lamb or a lion this March?
Pretty much like a lamb.
Oh.
The whole winter was a lamb.
All right, well then we'll be in Lindsay Hall on the 29th. No, we'll hope everybody give the good thoughts to good weather on the 29th. Just at 10 to 11. That's all I need. Some sunshine and some nice
Are
weather.
you gonna invite the journal?
We do have our PR firm coming, and they have invited media and opened it up to the Journal to see if they'll come. And essentially, we're going to live stream it as well, so that if it's poor weather or if you can't be in that courtyard, because space is pretty limited, we'll have the live stream in Lindsay Hall, and in the main dining room, we'll have mimosas as well as orange juice and pastries and coffee to kind of celebrate and kick us off on the right foot. And that'll be March 29th in the main dining room at 10 a.m. And the ceremony will be from like 10 to 10:15, 10:20. It'll be very short, and then celebration to follow, wrapping up around, whenever the crowd goes away. So, CG Schmidt, our partner, will be here. We have invited Alderman Kolbach to see if he wants to join us. And then again, at the end of the project, of course, we'll do some type of ribbon cutting and celebration as well. So kind of the start and end, but that's where we'll be. So March 29th. Hopefully you can have that on your calendars and stop down by the dining room and celebrate. I hear we even are getting a chocolate fountain. So
Ooh.
yes.
You mentioned
That's-
chocolate, you got me.
There we go. All right, I knew I had to bring in some other
Yeah.
books.
It's
So
like you either got some people
I
at
know.
mimosas
I
or
know.
the chocolate.
Where's
But
the cup of
hopefully
coffee?
there's like 50, 60 degree weather coming in the next week or so.
Well, hopefully it
Here and
doesn't
there,
use
so
it
then-
up.
Mm.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll revolve.
So
And Eric's prepared with his cleanup.
what's that?
Eric is prepared with his cleanup.
Oh, of course, of course. So yes. So yeah, that's really the big kind of construction news. Again, you'll receive a more comprehensive memo stating a lot of this. Again, you started, Dr. Backlars, with your dates, right? I don't want to put definitive dates because this has already changed. We were supposed to start earlier than this, but I didn't put dates because, again, as you can imagine, construction sometimes delays and things of that nature, but I'm very excited to know and had a good meeting with the board of directors today to really give them an update, and they gave a blessing or two, and so to move this project forward. And again, we have 19 out of the 30 apartments pre-sold with one kind of held, so basically 20 out of 30, which is meaning they've given us substantial deposits. They put a substantial amount of money into East Castle. Again, it's fully refundable, but they've given that commitment. So, the time is now, and we have one apartment left in our current inventory. So there's 81 out of 82 apartments in the independent living that is spoken for. And so if you have friends, neighbors, anybody that might be interested in East Castle, the time is now.
I'm talking to somebody right now.
So yeah. And again, all your friends are here, Ann.
I said I have no friends. Poor me.
But
Poor you.
But yeah, so we're excited. What else? Any other?
I would just like to give a shout out to Kevin.
Kevin?
Yes,
Love giving shout outs. What did Kevin do that was,
he saved my life.
he saved your life?
I went into my Word Perfect program last week or the week before. Everything I had in there had disappeared. My whole genealogy program, my whole life was in that program. It wasn't there anymore. And I thought about jumping off my balcony, but I called Kevin instead, and he came back and he was able to get it all back for me.
Awesome.
It was in iCloud?
I don't know what he did.
No, I said, was it in iCloud?
She doesn't know where it was.
I don't know, it wasn't
It was
there.
somewhere out
It
there.
gets
It
all
was
kinds of
somewhere,
stuff.
and he got it back, and it was just amazing.
Well, good. Well, I
And
definitely.
I'm so glad you have that ability here,
Mhm.
rather than to have to call somebody and pay them $100 to come out or whatever. It
Yeah.
was great.
Well, good, and know that those definitely are things that go into their files and things of that nature. And we do what we call an extraordinary reward, where we can give out points for extraordinary efforts, and then they can accumulate those points. And if they don't want to accumulate them a long time, they can get on trips and things of that nature. So, or they can, get their 500 points and get a blender. It's all different kinds. So
Be sure and give
definitely
him
we'll give
some
him
points
some
for that.
points for that, and definitely we'll make sure a note goes in his file for his annual review to make sure he knows the impact that he's had. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Rusty should get a few too.
Uh,
He is so, you had mentioned something to him and whoop, it's fixed. It's incredible.
Oh, I
Rusty.
love Rusty.
Yeah,
Have you guys come by the office, the community life office yet? Did you see the wall he did for me?
No.
My-
that was
just great.
Dustin. Yeah, the
Oh,
paint.
Dustin?
Dustin.
Oh,
So
okay.
Dustin is our painter.
Okay.
Rusty's one of our maintenance
Yeah.
guys, but
We have
He
to
can
get all
find
these
anything
people,
and
they blend
do it.
together. They're all so good, I can't
Yeah.
keep them straight.
But if you do stop by Stacy's office, do take a look. It looks a little bit different than when Laura was there. It's pretty fun. So Dustin used some of his creativity. So
We'll come have a,
we have to stop
Oh,
by.
yeah.
So I'm sure there might be a picture or two of Micaiah. And
Not yet.
Not yet?
We're
Okay.
working. I
All
gotta get
right.
some printed. They're all on the phone.
I know. That's my
It's
issue
like I
too.
gotta print them off somewhere.
I know. We'll have to stop at CVS and print some off because my niece's picture, I realized, is her newborn picture. Well, she's going to be getting a sibling now, and so that newborn picture is going to get replaced. She's now 2, so I need to update her picture. It was fun. We celebrated her 2nd birthday, and Hunter and her are similar ages. Hunter's actually a little bit bigger than her, but it's just a lot of fun. So similar. They're in my phone, but
Yeah.
I need to put in my
I
office.
gotta get them.
We had a painter paint from the chair rail down,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one spot where there's still primer.
Okay.
It wasn't covered. Now that's really picky, but
No, we need that because what is that right by your room, Ian?
no, it's
3rd floor?
4th floor.
4th floor. Sorry.
And I don't know where, I think it's near Kathleen and Richard, but I make stuff up, so. It's
Somewhere there's
we know,
primer
yeah.
that needs to be covered on the 4th floor.
On the 4th floor.
If you come off the elevator, the C elevator is at left or right.
I wouldn't say left, but
It could be right.
it could be.
Is it on
be right
fourth
or wrong.
floor?
It is on the 4th floor.
You're sure about that?
And it
Yeah,
is
okay, okay.
paint underneath the chair rail.
It is paint underneath the chair rail.
We will get
Okay.
to the bottom of it.
Okay.
I'm
So
sure
I'll go
Dustin
up there
can
and
find
look.
it.
If you find it, take a picture and no, I'm just kidding. We'll find it. So thank you for that.
It's not that hard to find.
Well,
If I can see it with my eyes, it's.
yeah. No, that's good to know. Again, that's something that we're just doing as a general maintenance to update and paint, and so we contracted that out.
The painter gal was really nice.
Good. Good. Glad to hear that.
Did anybody get to participate in the roving bar yesterday?
Oh,
Anybody
yeah.
Get a
Oh,
drink?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
A drink at your door?
Oh, yeah.
That was, no, I know we went to every door, so if you weren't home, you might have missed it, but we knocked on everybody's door. So
No,
I know a couple
I
people
was
came
home.
out and was really
I
happy.
never missed
We
a
had-
free drink.
They didn't stop at your door?
They did.
Oh,
They did.
Some people even came out to find us.
Yeah, you were a little late.
Well, I was doing introductions too. It was kind of nice to meet
I'm
everybody.
teasing.
And,
I'm
yeah, and I
teasing.
spent a little more time with people and got to meet their animals. And
Oh yes.
I got to meet a cat named Elvis and, and dog and like, yeah, I was
Yeah.
very welcomed by everybody.
Doris?
Did you come to the 3rd floor?
Yeah, they did.
Around the corner,
Yeah, they did.
2306, they never showed. You're supposed to be there 4, was that?
We started about 3:30 because we had to hit all the floors.
Yeah.
But we knocked on everybody's door. We might have missed you. Yeah.
I was looking for you.
Yeah, I know. We caught a couple people that were like, I'll just be there in a minute. I'm in the bathroom or I'm finishing something. Well, I'll be out in a second. So they would come out and meet us kind of down the hall. So sorry if we didn't catch you at the right time.
Get me twice next time.
Hit you
There you
twice.
go.
Okay.
2 drinks, yep.
Remember that for for
some of them had a
St.
kick.
Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
They take 2.
Okay. I don't like beer.
All right. Anything else?
I hope you had a good vacation.
It was.
And nobody bothered you with
I
a
did
bunch
not.
of questions.
I did not get bothered.
No
Again.
calls?
I
No,
hope you turned
I
your
mean-
phone off.
Well, no, I had my. They know how to get. If they really need me, they know how to get a hold of me. But no, the team. I'm again very, very fortunate to have a fantastic group of directors and staff that really can take care of anything in my absence. And so I did tune in, and I unfortunately saw what had started in the neurovirus, and I did chat with Lindsay briefly, but it was more so just to validate my feelings, to make sure things were taken care of, and she had already done everything that I would have. So again, I'm fortunate and had a great time. We went to the Big Island. I don't know if anybody's been there before. Kona. We stayed in Wild Kola Village and toured around, did Volcano National Park. Actually saw lava. I mean, you had to zoom in a lot, and it was about that big, but it was red, so I counted it as seen lava. And then it counts. Okay. And then, just saw some of the beautiful beaches, swam in the ocean. I love the ocean. And then my son's, Hunter's favorite thing to do was where we stayed, there was a pool and it had some slides. And so he and I just went up and down that slide, and he doesn't really talk too much. He does a lot of signing, and so this is more. And so it was always, as soon as we were done, more, and it was a lot of fun. So a lot of good memories. Had some really good coffee. Toured a coffee bean farm. Kona coffee. It's not the cheapest coffee around, I'll tell you. $60 a pound.
Oh, my.
You
For
bought 10 pounds.
I bought 11. No, I'm just kidding. I bought 11 ounces of coffee. And because you had to, right? You're only in Hawaii so much.
Everything in Hawaii is expensive
But yeah,
because of the shipping.
Well, and I filled up the rental car that we had for $6 a gallon almost of gas. And so, yeah, Hawaii is not the most economical visit.
Only the very rich can retire there.
But and I stayed there for 5 days, so that was about my maximum, and now I have to come back to work. But no, it was wonderful, and for Hunter's first flight, you know, I was a little nervous because it's about 10 hours in the air. It's about a full day of travel. We left on the way back, we left Hawaii at 7:30, so we were up at 5. We got into Las Vegas then at 3:30, and actually back into Milwaukee at 2:30 a.m. the next day. So it was a 2 hours of travel with the time zones, but we made it. Took a week to adjust, but overall, you know,
It's pretty good for a little guy.
He's pretty good, yeah. Yeah.
Probably slept a lot, huh?
He did sleep a lot, and then in Hawaii, we just woke up at 5 and went to bed at 9. You know, because he was usually so. You know, we managed through that time change. Okay.
Can I ask a question going back to the construction?
Yeah.
I really never heard, are they going to do anything with the creativity center downstairs?
Yes.
Oh.
There is plans. There's cabinet replacements. There's carpet. There's paint. There's a little bit more that will happen there.
Okay.
So we haven't quite gotten to those fine details yet from a furniture fixture standpoint. But yes, the creativity center will get a facelift.
But size-wise, it'll be about.
Size-wise, it'll be the exact same.
Okay.
Size-wise, it'll be the exact same.
What's gonna happen to all the stuff down there?
Well, all the stuff, hopefully, some will probably remain in place. We'll probably put up, you know, a temporary partition or something, but we'll purge a lot. A lot of those items, you know, unless it needs to be saved, which then we'll box up, store, and put back once it's done. So, again, that's something that we'll be partnering with you on, probably, you know, late July, early August, saying what are the things that we want to keep, what are the things we want to get rid of. Now's the time, and then we can go back with a fresh perspective. You know, what are the new things we want in there, for instance, but definitely don't toss the old by any means if it's still good, and if it definitely has meaning. Again, that's the big piece of this project is we're repurposing a lot of the furniture and a lot of beautiful pieces that we have. To help instill that historic and elegance of the community that we all know. So,
Thank you.
And we do add an art studio, a water painting studio, on the second or third floor in Water Tower as well, where we'll have a gallery to be able to display some different resident art, things of that nature.
Is
So.
it all gonna be watercolor?
What's that?
You said watercolor?
Well, I say watercolor because of the light and things of that nature that I believe you need for watercolor. I'm not a painter. It'll be another art type center, but in the focus groups that we did about a year plus ago with a number of residents, they thought having the art and crafts studio currently kind of dedicated to a type of art and then having another type of art, kind of two dedicated spaces so that you know that you want to do watercolor, this is the primary, and if you want to do you know, sewing and crafts and things of that nature, the glass work that the Herricks do, for instance, that'll be in a different part. So,
Okay.
all right. Well, thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
I knew I had that
Stay
somewhere.
warm.
Thank you.
Get warm. It needs to be warm.